for the behind me for the craft, I showed you guys a water jug, tall candle with the little tea light inside. It kind of looks like a candle, but I want to make sure you guys know not to put anything flammable in it. Just put these, battery flameless candles inside of it so that it won't melt. Again, this is from the Dollar Tree. These are from Lids. That stand is from Lids. These are jars. So I just want you guys to see in the background what's going on. All right, so let's go into more of what we're talking about. There are so many videos up now about microwave communication, radio waves, radio frequency. I'm not going to talk about any one particular video, but what I try to do in the comment updated section playlist is videos where I talked about something in particular, put a comment instead of putting it in the description, because sometimes even with the shorts, I realize it's kind of hard to look at the description, and I like to look at comments while I'm waiting for videos to load and so forth. So I try to put it in the comment section. So if you're looking for that, there's also, I have a lot of playlists up. What I'll probably do at some point is try to put the playlists in the comment sections of my videos so that instead of pointing out a particular video, it'll just be easier. Like if I start talking about radio frequency, just to put the radio frequency playlist, and you'll get a combination of my videos and other videos in the playlist so that it's easier. So that's that. I wanted to tell you also, I have a video playlist of microwaves, the Frey microwave effect. So it's a effect of making you hear things. So there's a playlist with that. There's a playlist with some other technology, like a technology playlist. So there's a lot of different playlists. As they're talking in the background, it's too distracting. Part of what's so funny is that they insisted that they were always talking to me in the background. It couldn't have been possible because we already know that there's no way to keep people in an area for long enough so that they're always hearing the same thing. We already tested it. I think you guys and I already tested by once I put this up here, it changed the sound. So it wouldn't be able to stay the same. So they keep insisting, what about at school? What about, it wouldn't be possible. Like someone I think just said, we had fans, meaning you can't, in order for this to work all the time, the sound would have to stay the same, because anything that changes the sound changes the way you hear. So they would probably, I don't know why they don't do this. Look for someone who's a hearing professional to say how we hear things. We don't hear things the same year round. Like I told you guys, when my sinuses are clogged, it sounds different. When they were hitting me around the mouth and vibrating the mouth for the forced speech, that affected the throat. So when your hearing is affected, your sinuses are affected, your throat's affected, it sounds different. So they originally said, okay, I'm going to tell you what they originally said. It was supposed to sound like me talking to myself. First of all, I wouldn't keep constantly talking. It's too annoying. I would be annoying to me. So all of those things would have changed the sound. Do you understand? I know you guys get it. I think it's finally sinking into them. If it's supposed to be me talking and I have a sore throat and I hear myself, I wouldn't sound the same all the time. You would have to be in an environment where you would have to keep the sound constant. There couldn't be a fan. There couldn't be them talking. It couldn't be anything. It would have to be a constant sound so that eventually you think you're talking. I wouldn't think I'm talking because I would have been like, would I shut up already? Would I just shut up? That's the point it gets me to. Going back to that and why it's so important, they're saying that they expected me to be able to comfort people in comments, but I think that's the last thing that we would want. As a victim, that would be the last thing I would want. They don't know there's something about these people, they don't know the appropriate things. So I'm going to title this Appropriate Things. When you're a victim of something so horrible as this, you want as much information as possible from sources that know what they're talking about. And part of what I realized was I wouldn't want someone to constantly talk to me. I would want moments alone to figure out what is being told to me. But I also wouldn't want someone to comfort me in that way. I think the best comfort is telling folks, you guys know I'm going through this myself. I'm not an expert. I don't pretend to be an expert. I'm talking to you from the perspective of a victim. This is a victim's perspective. And as a victim's perspective, I'm not going to be able to comfort you. Again, it goes back to this game that they play, a mind game on victims, where the predator expects the victim to comfort the predator. That is the biggest. I had a video I just put up was the most abusive predatory tactic. This I would call that's the biggest con game. So for this video, okay, I won't title it the other title. I'm going to call it the biggest con game. The biggest con game a predator plays on a victim is expecting the victim to comfort the con artist, to comfort the predator. I've used videos where I talk about movie scenes and movies in connection to con games. What happens as a victim is that if you're dealing with the predator changes the role from you being the victim to you being the predator. And they do it so well that when it's not done well, it's obvious. So usually what a predator will do to a victim like me is eventually change it so that I become the person who they claim is victimizing them. It's impossible because, again, the role of a predator victim usually is someone who is in a position where they can prey on you. I cannot prey on them. And when you are a victim, the last thing you as a victim want is to then have to play the role of comforting the predator. And the predators know how to do that better than anyone. So if people are watching the videos and reading comments that I make back to them, I don't want to play the role of comforter because that isn't a role that I should be playing in anyone's life at this time as a victim, because that puts me then in the position where I shouldn't be in. Do you understand? I think people who are victims understand what I'm saying. And that's how people prey on a victim, because at some point as a victim, we start to say, well, I don't want, that's what the predator wants. And that's just feeding right into what a predator wants. I'm going to end this video, and then if I think of something else I want to talk about, I'll do another video. Thank you for watching.